Awesome. All right, so this is a private group session with the advanced blues dancers in Prague. So I'm going to do some of the solo stuff that we were doing, and then I'm going to have Marie come out, and so we can show you the partner stuff. We first started talking about posture. We were asked questions about isolation of the back, and so some exercises that we were doing was just making sure that we're thinking about spreading out from the shoulder blades and really engaging through the back complex. Here we want to avoid rounding, and we wanted to avoid maybe pinching of the rhomboids. And we also wanted to just make sure the hips are tucked underneath us rather than isolated and round right there. So we were talking about that. And just talking about loosening up the back. So something that we were having people do was just to put their hand on the back and then engaging, tensing up, and then releasing that. We also did that when we were talking about rotation and letting the guys sink and catch as we were having the ladies. And actually everybody put the hand on the back because you're imagining you're catching somebody, and then as soon as you get released, you need to go. You need to be able to release the back muscles so that it was just body and flight. We were also practicing, this is going to look so weird on camera. I'm going to open this door for demonstration purposes. And so we were imagining that right here, doing this basic, is that we want to think about our hands being isolated. Isolated meaning that they're still connected into our center, but some of us had basics where it was doing like, we were pushing away and we had very little body movement, and then we also had just where it was isolated and we weren't connected to our centers. But we want to make sure that as we're backing away, our arms are able to release and we're actually able to move towards us. That door is a horrible example. To put that into a partnership dynamic, all right, we're just making sure that just as we have a pulse up and down, we also have a lateral pulse going on right there, and making sure that our outs, we're moving away from our arms, creating a little bit of a stretch right there, catching with our back muscles, and then releasing forward. Okay, we were practicing moving, keeping the feet maybe in place, and we were also practicing moving them in back. But we were really also talking about keeping the hips in one plane, because some of us were isolated, had some movement up and then down. Really important. I also kind of talked about pulse with the hips. We're finding our hip bones, finding the hip flexors, and then just making sure that these are still working right here, because some of us got a little static. We were losing that pulse. We were also playing with the other side, this same movement, looking for symmetry. All right, and we were also having the ladies. We also will not demonstrate that because that will look awful on camera, but just know that we did that. We also have some turn drills. I can do those by myself on camera if you like. Okay. Turn drills where 1 foot and we were twisted up a little bit and then rotating on the weighted leg. We were talking about that prep right there, and I'm thinking about rotating, like really thinking about closing the far side, the open side, to the one I'm going to be rotating about. And so right there, you'll notice that the shirt is twisting the other way. We were trying that on both legs, and we were trying that also on half spins, and then homework would be for going for fulls, doubles, and more in a very controlled manner. We were talking about that, all right, because we were looking to be able to create a little bit of a stretch. We were talking about holding, mainly because seeing some leads do this where they were keeping really framed up, but I'd rather create a bit of a stretch dynamic from my partner and then just kind of ask for her to whiz by and then we can dance. Now this one is going to be very interesting in close space. Okay. And then we were practicing just this inside roll turn right here and getting the ladies to also, as soon as you go, move the body so that the arms can relax. We talked to the followers and the leaders about as you're rotating, again, we're thinking about that back complex so that the arms have weight down here rather than thinking about reaching and putting that weight through the hands, through the arms right there. And then we were going for a tandem inside turn where she goes, I go, she goes. So we're looking for that stretch. She goes, I go, she goes. Okay.
talking about making sure we're flipping the hand. What that means is that here it's flipping face palm up, it's coming around, my left side is going around, elbow is dropping, so again I'm using that back complex. Her arm's able to relax also, so then I'm taking it over her head in a relaxed manner. And we'll do one more. This is one where I'm going to be making a little bit of pressure right here when the hand's on my right side, dropping down, sweeping over my head. All right. We're going to go back down the other way. This should be interesting on the camera. And here, connection, making that pressure so that we're actually able to do a little bit of a change of places. Did I get everything?